Hey, and welcome back to Talk a Better Worlds. This is podcast number 18. So here we are again for another fun one. As you can see, the topic is pay us again and again, talking about microtransactions. It is me, SirFelixTheCat, and Hawk as always. How's your day going?
Yep. It's been okay. How about yours?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic. I really can't wait to talk about our movie later.
Oh,
that was a thing that happened.
Yeah, it was a thing.
But for now, let's get into some news. So the first thing, I hate these stupid banners, dude. All right.
Yeah.
So deep space radio signal reaches Earth after 8 billion years. And oh my God, these things need to quit popping up. All right. So recently astronomers made an astonishing discovery. A mysterious, powerful burst of radio waves reached Earth after traveling through space for 8 billion years.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, that is crazy. They go into this article, check it out on earth.com. They go through and they talk about basically what it is, like what a radio signal is, which,
yeah,
I mean, it's cool to read, but I'm just more or less interested in the fact that it traveled for 8 billion years.
So a lot of people will see this and think that we like intercepted some kind of radio broadcast, but like,
yeah, no.
Space radio signals are a lot more boring than they sound.
Yeah.
But it is cool that this came from so far away, not only in distance, but time, that it still made it here. It didn't hit a star or something. Like, I mean, who knows where it came from, but this is really cool. I want to know if they could at least pinpoint its origin.
Yeah, they are working on it, seeing where it came from and everything. They do some, but yeah, then it just goes into like ads and whatnot, and then other mysteries. But that's definitely something I'm hoping they give us more information on.
Yeah. And because like usually radio signals, and now I'm no like space guy, I'm not like Neil deGrasse Tyson or anything, but space is dope and I like reading about it. I know you do too. And like normally radio signals that I've seen come from like a lot of stuff in space, but the ones that I've seen talked about most are like black holes and stuff like that. You usually get radio signals from black holes. So what if this is, from some event that happened with a black hole, and maybe it's something we could observe or something like that? I don't know. I mean, we could probably learn a lot from this.
Yeah. Yeah, like here's a little article too off to the side. Little black holes in our solar system could finally confirm dark matter is real. Dark matter is another awesome thing to talk about.
Yeah. Dark matter, like antimatter, that whole realm of stuff. It's terrifying, but it's so cool.
Yeah. All right. And then the next interesting thing is Earth will soon have a temporary second moon.
What?
Yeah, it's not going to last long. It's a meteor coming through. Where'd they have it?
Arjuna?
Moving. Yeah, where are you seeing that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, duh.
Right there. Yeah. Arjuna asteroids.
Yeah, so that's going to be kind of cool. I want to see that, but here this year we've had like a couple cool things to look in the sky for, but where we're located at, it's just been like cloudy every time something happens. Like just super, you can't see the light of the moon. It's so cloudy. It's been dumb.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about where I moved, actually. The light pollution and the cloud coverage are both less out here, so it's pretty cool at night.
Yeah, I get up at like 2 a.m, and start watering the plants, and I'll start looking up like, oh yeah, tonight's the night of whatever it is. And yeah. Pitch black.
Wait, here's the other thing. I don't know about you, but I've heard a lot of news about different asteroids either nearly missing us or coming like into orbit for a minute or like entering our solar system. Like there's been a lot of asteroid and meteor news lately. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. We're due for another dinosaur extinction event.
I think we're over
the new dinosaurs.
We'll take care of that on our own soon enough.
Yep. It's coming. When they say this is gonna happen, though, I don't think they do say this year. That's all it's really saying is that
coming to theaters near you.
Yeah.
It's got to say somewhere 2024 PT5. It's probably coming like in the next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. It's going to happen on Halloween. Oh, there we go. September 29th. So it's just
days
until November 25th.
Oh, wow.
So go out and vote on a second moon.
Yeah. Maybe it'll help things.
Yeah. More fun news. I am super excited about this. April 8th of next year, we are getting the Mark Hoppus memoir, which is co-authored by Dan Ozzie, who is a music journalist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that one. I want to get this before it sells out because all the signed copies are selling out really quick.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to go real quick.
Yeah. So hopefully I can get Books A Million.
That'd be dope. Yeah, I want to let me know how it is because I'm interested to see what he talks about. Like if it just goes over his like life or stuff that he's learned, or like it'd be cool.
I'm hoping he touches on the crazy stuff they've done because like they were working with like the military back in the day, trying to find out where the terrorists were hiding. Had this idea of having trucks drive around playing music. And basically be able to timestamp everything based off the music you hear in their recordings while they were like the Taliban was sending us messages, like recording videos.
Yep. Blink-182 has worked with the government more than anyone would guess.
Yeah. Especially Tom.
Yeah. Mostly Tom.
Yeah. His book, whenever he does one, that's going to be dope.
Oh, yeah.
All right, video game news. So Netflix and Zack Snyder announced the Rebel Moon video game. It's going to be a Netflix game. It is going to be... Whoa. Let's turn that down a bit.
I don't think I could hear it at all.
Well, it's not playing?
Well, I mean, the video is playing, but I can't hear audio.
Oh, okay. Well, let's turn that off. This whole like CGI nonsense looks kind of cool, but yeah, there we go. There's the gameplay for you.
So it's like Diablo.
Yeah, and it's multiplayer too.
Is it only multiplayer?
No, you can play a single player.
And it's like a looter shooter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of what I wanted them to go for. I didn't want them to do anything too crazy. This just looks like it's fun mayhem.
Yeah, Bloodline will be an action game that can be played cooperatively, allowing players to build out different rebel classes as they take on the forces of the Mother World. What else? Yeah, so I'm guessing it's like a Diablo-like.
Yeah, and it's made by a decent company too, developed by Super Evil Megacorp.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I have faith in this game that it's going to be a decent game, even though technically, since it is a Netflix game, it's going to be a phone game. But I mean, at least their phone games, they were the ones who have the best version of the GTA trilogy.
Yeah, yeah. I'll hear what you have to say about it, and then if it's worth it, I'll play it because I love those types of games. I'm a sucker for like a Diablo action looter kind of game. So yeah. I mean, I want to see more of the world, but I want to see it done better.
Yeah. And then he actually had his new animated series drop. I think it was yesterday. It's based on Norse mythology. I can't remember the name of it, but I was reading about that. There's already reviews being posted for it.
Is that on Netflix too?
Yep. The animation looks good.
Oh, Twilight of the Gods.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, the animation is dope. It's kind of old school.
Yeah. Now for the fun news. Nintendo finally gets around to suing Pokemon with Guns Power World, which this is going to be a long ongoing case. It's going to take forever to settle, but yeah, they're settling. It's not copyright infringement. They're going for them after, even though a lot of articles will say it's copyright. They're going for Oh, what's that word? Yeah, patent. There we go.
For
just completely flipped.
Multiple patents, but we don't really know what yet.
Yeah. Which I still find it funny. People were saying this was like their Pikachu, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
No,
it's more like Electabuzz. If Electabuzz was like on drugs and Super Evolution or whatever they call it, Mega Evolution.
Yeah, some of the pals from Pal World, I could see it like, oh yeah, that looks like X Pokemon. You know what I mean? Some of them do. Most of them look different enough. I mean, we talked about it. Like, what is it? The design patents, which is a thing where like it's how you create a character and like the process behind creating a character. That could be a thing. But then we talked about maybe it's gameplay with the catching stuff. But then, like you said, there are tons of other Pokemon-like games out there that haven't been hit.
Yeah, you got Koromon. The only difference there is you're throwing a pyramid instead of a ball, even though it has the same exact colors as a Pokeball.
Yeah, it's a Poke Pyramid.
Yeah. You have Temtem, which is like the closest thing to Pokemon.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is, but I forget the name of the person, but I saw like the name of the guy. But there's a guy who worked on Nintendo's legal team for like years. He's dealt with a bunch of lawsuits with Nintendo, and he said that he's surprised this didn't happen earlier. And a lot of people, and now rumors are going to be flying, but I haven't looked too deep into it, but a lot of places have been saying that there may be some legitimate fears behind this. Like they could actually hit Pal World in some way.
Yeah, I wonder if Microsoft is going to back them up. But this lawsuit apparently, so Pal World was going to be going to PS5.
Yeah.
And that was going to be announced at the Tokyo Game Show, and now that has been pulled from the schedule.
Which is also scary.
Yep. That's a sign right there.
Yeah, that to me, I didn't actually know that. That to me indicates that there is some there's at least enough legitimacy here that Nintendo can win this. That's what that tells me.
Yeah. Yep, that's gonna be pretty intense to see.
It sucks, man. I want to buy Pal World someday, and I don't want to have it taken out from under us before I get to buy it.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad I decided to try out the Game Pass cloud gaming thing, just because then I could actually play the game I wanted to test out. It's good. It's a really good game. It's going to be sad when it goes. I wish it was on Nintendo. I wish they would just make a deal with them and be like, hey, we're just going to buy you. That way other consoles can finally have like a Pokemon style game.
Yeah. And I mean,
it makes the most sense.
If Microsoft backs up the company behind Pal World, if they actually back them up, now we're looking at a fair fight. Like we're looking at like maybe they could come up with some kind of deal outside of the courtroom, change a thing here, adjust a thing there, call it a day, and everybody's happy. But it's also Nintendo we're dealing with here. I mean, they're not known for being fair, let's say.
I just realized what all these are. These are all THC candy.
Oh my god!
I was staring at them like, what are those? Whoops. That's interesting. Oh, you gotta love the internet.
They looked good.
Yeah. And I got these because I was just looking at Packers Yeti cups. I guess they made a deal with the NFL. Anyways, moving on. Now we have Sonic toothbrushes. And something that kind of inspired this whole thing. So this is the real reason I put this as the topic for this week. So Bethesda took one look at Diablo 4's microtransactions and said, hold my beer, introducing the $1,999 Fallout 76 bundle. But you can save $200 with Xbox Game Pass. And I mean, this sums it up perfectly. This is the best picture ever.
That is. And is that really the image from the Xbox? That little buy with that has to be. That looks just like the little tile you could hit on an Xbox. Holy
probably is.
God. Dude.
Yeah.
What do you even get?
So you get some junk. Where is it? The Revolutionary General's uniform, along with 3 repair kits and 3 scrap kits, and an empty bank account.
Wait, so it's a misprice though?
Oh, maybe it's supposed to be $19.99.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so this is clearly a misprice. 1,000. Or no, maybe it is right. I don't know, dude.
How much does look up how much atoms cost in 76?
I'm pretty sure it's $1 an atom. Let me see. Fallout 76 atom shop.
The bundle itself looks like the actual worth will be $10. That doesn't make any sense then. The whole thing just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, what the hell are they doing here? Hold, let me see the atomic shop. Let me see. How much is 1,000 atoms? Okay, so 1,000 atoms. Wait a minute. That can't be right, dude.
What?
No, hold on. Jesus. Okay. So you could get like 1,000 atom card for like $12, it looks like.
Okay. So yeah, it'll probably be between 19 and like $10 and 19 or $20. Something like that.
Yeah, they probably meant to make it like $19-20. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was thinking like that is an insane price. Then reading that, it's like you don't get anything.
For the low price of $2,000, you can get the revolutionary. What?
We're gonna let you play the game.
We're going there, dude. We're getting there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you were saying before we jumped on, they have the the Fallout 1 bundle or whatever, where you pay like $100 a year or something like that, and you get your own like private server, which I won't knock because I played on someone's server and I thought that was the most wonderful thing ever. Didn't have to worry about things. Because it's just you and them. But it's still, I don't know. It's still not worth it, I don't think.
Just stop making multiplayer games when you're a company that could barely put together a single player game. How about we start there?
Yeah. Although I do like that outfit.
It's the Minuteman General outfit.
Yeah. I think it looks better in 4 though. Like, doesn't it have different colors?
Yeah, so in 4, I think the like chest armor is a little more visible. But the jacket is the same dark, like revolutionary blue color. I remember that. And I think you do get a brown tricorn with it. It's basically just that outfit, but like upscaled a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's a letdown. I probably should have read the article first. I just saw this part. I was like, oh my God.
Well, no, this still works because the sad part is that it's believable. It's believable.
Let's see.
Everything in the Atom Shop, yeah. Holy God, dude.
Yep.
So we're talking what? If you got the best deal packs, like $500.
Yeah.
But really it's like $750. Well, let's say $750.
And this was from 6 years ago, so there's probably a lot more added since then.
Oh, I'd guess it's probably at least double that at this point.
Yeah.
At least.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Not nearly as disgusting as the one I'm going to bring up, though.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so microtransactions in general are just absolute trash.
Yes.
Absolute trash. I mean, I can't completely knock them because on an online game, it's hard for me to want to relate that to 76 because to me it's still just it's not a MMO. It's more of just hey, there's a group of people on your server because it hosts like what 10 people or something like that. It's something small.
I thought it was like 16 or something. It's small either way.
Yeah, it's like when I talk about like an online MMO or something like that, I'm talking about like what's the Elder Scrolls one?
ESO.
Yeah, ESO. Like that one, I have bought skins. I haven't bought many. I bought like I think 2 or 3 things. I bought a horse, I think. I bought my wolf.
Yeah, mount.
Yeah. And that's really it. I bought a couple things in I should just stop trying to think of games because I can never remember the names of them. Defiance.
Yeah.
I bought like a biker jacket in that, and that was like $3. But even then, I don't enjoy having to be on there and be like, well, I'm going to buy something extra for my character. That's a waste of money.
Yeah. For ESO, the thing that I thought was the most value for the least amount paid was the crafting books. You could buy like styles for armor crafting and stuff. Yeah. And you could find them too, but you're way, way, way less likely to find them than you could just pull out a wallet and buy them. But I bought a couple crafting styles, and I like that because I could make a bunch of different stuff for any of my characters because the bank account is shared. So it's pretty cool that you could do that. It's stupid. I don't like it, but it's one of the least bad ones in my opinion. And some of the mounts are cool and stuff, but like microtransactions are predatory. Microtransactions can be okay. They can be okay. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I'm more lenient towards them when they're like almost cosmetic, but I don't want them to have too many cosmetics. Essentially, just have a couple. Yeah. When it's not pay to win is the most disgusting thing ever. That's horrendous. Or even pay to not play the game. I can't stand that. When it's like they basically just add like, okay, well now you need 10 billion experience points to level up once, and we're gonna make it to where you only get half an experience point per enemy unless you give us $20. Then you can get that level in about half an hour.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different types of games that have different forms of microtransactions and how they're implemented. And I think most of the time it's terrible, but like a light amount of skin cosmetics and stuff like that that's fine. I think I've been playing a lot of Helldivers too, because it's dope. It was always dope. They just made it a little doper in some ways recently. But the way they do cosmetics in that game, a lot of people are saying that it's quote pay to win, but you don't fight other players, so there cannot be pay to win. Period. That's my opinion. If you're not fighting other players,
you're fighting robots and they're AI. So you're paying to win against the enemy.
Yeah, you are paying to win it. No, but like the stuff you can get is just like they have cool guns and stuff that are locked technically behind a paywall. But what makes it really good for them is that you can absolutely earn the super credits to unlock war bonds to get those cool weapons and stuff by just playing the game. You absolutely can. I ran through the light numbers. I didn't do hard numbers or anything, but like I guesstimated you could run through like 5-6 games, 5 or 6 matches effectively. And if you actually go and get all of the super credits in the map, which most people don't even realize you could run around the map and do that. But if you actually go and get the super credits, you have enough to unlock the war bond. That's totally fine for me. Or you could pay $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm also not a fan of battle passes. I can't stand battle passes.
I hate battle passes, especially because it's all like you pay us $30 to $40 right now, and then you are obligated to play this game for like 8 hours a day, or you miss stuff that you can never get back.
Yep. Yeah, you just end up wasting money. Like life happens, and things like that don't allow life to happen.
No,
you're paying to make that your new life. and that's just absolute trash.
Well, even then, you're inevitably not going to play. Or like, what if it's a skill thing? Because a lot of them are linked to XP. Like, I think I haven't played a Call of Duty multiplayer stuff in a long time, but the last one I saw, I think, was from it was what's it called? The remake of Modern Warfare 1, the first one. And I'm pretty sure the battle pass in that was also linked to XP gain. So it's not just like the time that you put into it. Like, you have to be good enough to keep going through that battle pass. Halo Infinite was another example of that. And it's based off your XP, but the XP that you get per match is so insignificant. You've got to spend like thousands of hours to just unlock stuff that you'll never be able to unlock if you have anything resembling a life.
Yep, it is trash. The only time I'm okay with it is like when it's regular DLC, like buying a season pass. That's the only pass I kind of approve of. Like, because say Borderlands, for instance, because they're going to put out multiple packs of DLC, which are going to give you huge levels to explore, a bunch of new stuff. Like it gives you something. Given I wish they were cheaper, but still, it's the more preferred version of this nonsense.
See, I love DLC. I wouldn't even, if it's done well, which it is a lot of the time, but sometimes it's really not. I think DLC is a way for a developer to basically take all the scraps that they cut out of the game and not just put them right back in, but to rework them and turn them into something new. Because that's usually what DLC is. It's stuff, hey, we didn't have the time to put this in right. It's very early, form and stuff, but we have these concepts and maybe some models and dialogue and stuff. So let's put that together and make a new story out of it and then slap that into the game. And I love that because it's more stuff for the game that you love.
And it can also be used to fix your broken game that just launched in a horrendous state. And then, you decide to drop PS4 and Xbox One support and then just move on to the new consoles and then be like, hey, here's a new expansion that's coming out and it fixes the game. I'm not talking about Cyberpunk or anything, but
No, Cyberpunk never did that.
No. It was a 12 out of 10 game.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, dude. After the update, it actually went down to like a 2 out of 10.
Yeah. Trash.
Absolute garbage. No, but I think that we could go back to the beginning. Yep. Way back in the way back.
And it's none other than Bethesda.
Big shock.
Yeah. Yeah, they decided to put out this thing. They were like, let's do like a mini DLC. And we'll just, it's not required nor to play the game, but let's see how it does. And so they made a purely cosmetic horse armor. And it sold for like $3, something like that.
I think it was like $3 or $4. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too much, but yeah.
Oh, I think you just froze up.
My screen just glitched out for a second.
Oh, we couldn't hear your audio either. You just cut out and froze.
Nice. But yeah, this is where the term microtransaction started from.
Yep.
It was, it started the worst thing for gaming.
One of them. Yeah. And it's, I think it's on the developers, but it's also on the players. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. Like we, as much as you and I even hate microtransactions, we've bought them. I mean, we've bought micros before, and I hate that. It sucks because it's just as much our fault as it is theirs. And I think that this was allowed to foster for too long, and nobody paid attention to it because this was back like 2006, 2007. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 2006.
And like nobody was paying attention to games like they do today. It just was not a thing.
Yeah.
So you didn't have like Facebook was around, and MySpace, but nobody was on Facebook and MySpace complaining about the video game industry.
Yeah. Yep. This led to loot boxes. this just kind of spiraled everything out of control. And it makes us, like, especially us who we're around for the PS2 days, the PS1 days, when games, they did this thing that was called shipped complete. Like, they were actual finished. You can unlock everything in the game. It was a game, like a full game. And
well, yeah,
we don't see that. And like, you see it from indie studios. And when an indie studio does DLC, I absolutely don't mind it.
Yeah.
Because I understand for them, they didn't have the money to do this extra stuff until after the game sold. And that's fine with me. Or you have great indie developers like Stardew Valley guy, Concerned Ape, who just doesn't need to do DLC. He's just like, I'm just going to keep updating the game.
Yeah. Or Sean Murray and Hello Games with No Man's Sky.
Yeah, just keep updating the game.
For free.
We sold a bunch of copies. Just, let's honor our fans who are playing our game.
Well, yeah, and if you do that well, the game will sell itself. You'll continue growing. You will continue selling more copies because people continue to talk about how good of a job you're doing.
Yep.
But I think that, like you said, when an indie developer does a DLC, like 99% of the time, it does not feel like a cash grab, and it's usually pretty good DLC that's charged, like priced well, But I think that DLC has become, at least for AAA companies, a way to cut off whole sections of the game that were already complete and then sell them to you for like $40 on top of it. But it's not even like a big section of the game. It's just small stuff. You pay $30-$40 and you get like 2 levels. You get like 1 small location. It just feels so cynical and terrible now.
Yep. It is not cool. It's not cool at all. It makes me less likely to want to play games that do that, especially coming from developers that do that. I gave up on Blizzard years ago. Like I played what's the last thing I played by them? I think it was Diablo 3. Or Overwatch.
The remaster of Diablo 2. You played that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I did get that one.
Yep.
Does that one have DLC? I don't think it does.
Nope. That's just Diablo 2.
Yep, that's one that's worth it. Yeah. It's sad. And then I look at games that I love as well. Dragon Quest has done it. They have a bunch of microtransactions you can do. Tales of has a bunch of microtransactions. I don't get any of them. I'll go through the store and be like, oh, hey, these are free. I'm definitely getting those. And that's it. I'm not going to pay for anything extra. I bought your game. This is a single player game. I don't know why I need to buy 5,000 costumes. Like, it's cool. Okay. On Tales of, I'm going to get the beach outfit. So I get to see my female characters who I know are supposed to be like 14, 15 years old in bikinis. I'm good. I'm going to have to pass. I'm just, that's a hard pass.
No thanks, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see the main guy in his swim trunks.
Well, I mean, clearly, well, it's where you mod him to be naked, but but I think this is one of many, many things that have been ruined by what I'm about to say. I think that the success of the gaming industry and the explosion of the gaming industry into a multi-trillion-dollar behemoth of an entertainment industry is the exact thing that has started to destroy all of the stuff that people loved about the gaming industry.
Yep.
Because you have companies that start off small and make a game because they have a really cool idea, they're really talented, and they want to take a shot and make something awesome. And you get that awesome thing. And then 15 sequels down the road, or 15 different games down the road, that company is now a megacorp. That startup is a megacorp. And they're making games because investors in suits want to see want to see number go big on paper.
Yep.
And then it's just hollow at that point. And you get stuff like EA, which EA back in the day was pretty good. Like EA used to make really good games. And and they had really good IPs. Like, I mean, not even just thinking about sports and stuff like that. They have like the Sims, they have City Builders, they have, what is it? Didn't they do, what else did they do?
Well, the Sims, it used to be great, but now in order to get like a full game, when they put out like 20,000 different expansions for the one game, it's starting to rub me wrong too.
Well, so
and they always have to have their pervy one. It's the romance part of it, and it's like, nah, dude, this is a bit much. I don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, the expansions for the Sims, the newer Sims, like I'm a sucker for Sims, so I do buy a lot of that stuff. I have bought almost all of the DLCs for almost all of the Sims. But because I love the Sims. But the stuff that they add now, they should bundle to, like, let's take 3 of their DLCs, and it gets complicated. They have like 4 different types of DLCs that they put out for the Sims now.
Yep.
There's like categories of DLCs, which I detest. But let's say we put like 4 or 5 of them together and sell it for $20. That would be fair. But instead they split up one DLC into 5 different things you could buy. And that's just shit. That's terrible. But I will say, at least the stuff that they're adding is usually quantitative. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff that they add. It just sucks that you have to spend so much to get it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Paradox games. Paradox does the same stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Paradox. And what was that game?
Stellaris.
Oh, it was, Stellaris, with its like billions of DLCs.
Dude, that's not even their worst. Look at Crusader Kings 2. You'll cry.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I will say though, I'm glad and angry that Paradox has added the option to start a subscription, a monthly subscription for their DLCs. It's terrible, but at least it's an option to play with all the DLCs and not spend literally like $800 to get all of them.
Yeah. Then you could just pay it for the subscription for like a month or 2 while you're playing the game. And once you're done, just stop paying. Yeah. And now I've kept up with some of those games like Stellaris. I think I'm behind by 2 DLCs, but that's only a recent thing because the whole new Nest and everything. But Nests are expensive, man. But like I've kept up with the DLCs for Stellaris and for Crusader Kings 3 at this point. And the last Europa Universalis and Hearts of Iron. And keeping up with them makes it a little more manageable, but it's still ridiculous. And I've got to spend, like, I'm not kidding, it's like $800 to get this stuff that they're adding onto the game. Let me find the exact amount here. Hold on. Let's do Hearts of Iron 4. It's the most recent Hearts of Iron game. For all of the DLC for Hearts of Iron 4, see all. What is it? We're looking at, maybe this one's not the worst, but it's $181.83 for the entirety of the DLC for Hearts of Iron 4. For Crusader Kings 2, we're looking at $310.70 for Crusader Kings 2. Nice.
Cancel? No. Yeah, I had a subscription for that one too. But it's egregious, and that's a different type of microtransaction. Effectively, it's a different type of a way for a company to just suck more money out of you for stuff that you probably don't need. Though I will say, I mean, I'm addicted to Paradox games, so a lot of them do add a lot of cool stuff, but you probably don't need it.
Yeah. Actually, I remember I was looking at all the stuff when I was playing on PS4. Like, at least on PS4, they sold them in 4 DLC bundles. So you'd get 4 of the different packs for like $20. But even then, there was like 7 packs.
Yeah.
And that was quite a bit.
It's ridiculous, dude. Hold on, Stellaris. Let's see what their total is. And I don't think this is accounting for the ones that I own. Okay. So the total for Stellaris for all the DLCs is $344.75. And we're looking down the barrel of another DLC that's coming, I think, soon. Yeah, Stellaris Season 8 Expansion Pass, and then there's the the Grand Archive DLC, which is coming in the future. So they're still making stuff for it. This game came out in 2016, dude. They're still making DLCs.
Yep.
Like, can we just, for the amount of money that you spent for development for all this stuff, you could have just made Stellaris 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and do you think that like Paradox and how they do it is probably like the least terrible example of micros and having
when it comes to DLCs, the reason I prefer them more is most of the time you don't need them.
Yeah.
That's completely purely optional. But if there's things that make you have to get them. And let's bring up a game I like to gripe about, because me and Fate played this game back in the day. Final Fantasy 15, A New Empire. And it's one of those like build your civilization games. So I can find a picture of the town.
Yeah.
Like here, you build like your little buildings and upgrade everything and blah, blah, blah. But you come down here and let's look at this guy's review. LL. Once you get to higher levels, you have to pay money to move on. And it's not like he means that literally. You have to pay money. You have to buy a $100 DLC or microtransaction every time you want to do something. Upgrades will end up having an upgrade time of literally years. There are upgrades that take over 1,500 days.
Over what? 1,500 days.
Yeah, and this is real-time days, not like game days where, well, actually, the game days are the same time as a real day. So, yeah, you have to buy stuff. I didn't know that became a thing. I knew you had to buy, once you get to a certain point in the game, to upgrade a building, you have to buy this $100 pack. It's every time you want to do anything, $100. So you're going to spend $100 to build your building, to upgrade it. But then you're going to have to buy a bunch of speed ups, which cost real money as well, in order to make that over like multi-year thing go by, or else you're just not playing the game, which to me, they just want whales. They don't care if you're trying to play for free, even though it's supposed to be a free game. They just want whales. If you're not a whale, don't play our game.
Oh, and you know what? Speaking of that, hold on. Let me see something here. Window, screen. Give me 1 second here.
I like this game too. It had fun little mini games. It was the mini games that made me want to play it.
Can you see my screen?
I can now.
You see what I have up here?
Let me enlarge my screen. What is this?
This is a segue or a good branch off of what you just brought up. How like the whales.
2 billion?
Yeah, this is a breakdown, I believe, from 2020 or it's 2022, so it's as recent as I could find, but a breakdown of the gaming industry and its revenue. And I knew this going in, that mobile games are by far the best-selling games, the highest revenue of any game type in the industry.
Yeah, that's why Xbox wanted to buy whatever the Candy Crush company is.
Yep, that's why all these companies are trying to make phone games. When this became a revelation, this is when when Blizzard made Diablo Immortals, which we'll get into that then. But if you look here, speaking of whales, mobile games make up $92.2 billion of the revenue for gaming in general in the year of our Lord 2022. That number, because in order for capitalism to continue, it needs exponential growth. That number at this point is probably well over $100 billion for this year. In fact, I would guess, because this was on a lower year after COVID, so COVID hit, and then everybody was inside doing stuff. Then there was a dip in that after people started to go out more, probably through 2022. But I would still bet that this is like 120 billion for just mobile games at this point.
Yeah.
And I want to see a chart. I did not find it. I probably should have tried to find this before, because I bet it's out there. What percentage of that 120 billion, let's say, is whales paying for these games? Because I guarantee you it's probably at least half, if not a small majority, of the people who are contributing to this revenue for mobile gaming.
Yeah, and you always hear the stories about, like, little Timmy was playing with mommy's phone, playing some phone game. The next thing you know, she has like $30,000 worth of microtransactions that were purchased.
Yep. And that's not unheard of.
Yeah.
And this is a huge problem. And like, even for like downloaded boxed PC games, for browser PC games and console games and all that stuff, a huge chunk of these numbers is from just hard sales for the game itself. It's a huge chunk. But I would also like to see a breakdown of those individual numbers of what that revenue is from microtransactions, and we'll exclude DLC, but from microtransactions alone, I bet it's close to half. Close to half of that is probably microtransactions.
Yep.
Because there's a reason these companies continue to do these microtransactions. Everybody says they hate them, but everybody and their mother is buying them. Sometimes just their mother.
Yeah. Yeah, little Timmy's mom. She bought them all.
Yep. And so they do it because a hard sale of a game can make you millions and millions of dollars. But look at GTA 5. There's a reason they just dropped any plans for single player DLC and went all in on GTA Online, even to the point of considering it its own game. GTA Online is now its own thing.
Yep. And I'm assuming that people who played Red Dead Online didn't buy much, which is why that game was just kind of thrown out to die.
Yep. And because you actually had to work for stuff in GTA or in Red Dead Online. Because I liked Red Dead Online.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, we had fun with it. Yeah, we played that one time on the PS4, and we were doing like skinning and stuff and setting up camp and everything. Like, it was cool.
I remember that one rando ran up and started attacking you. And then I just come flying up on my horse, jump off my shotgun. It's like, no, you're dead. You're done.
That was a good time. Like, it was fun, but they killed that because you can't have that. You just got to keep making money.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a blight on the gaming industry.
Yeah, let's talk about the real blight. Diablo Immortal.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I have it up here. Actually, I don't have anything to present. It's just like an article. But everybody knows that
we all
Blizzard. Oh yeah, I mean, don't you have phones? Like, don't you guys have phones? If anybody watches this, I mean, don't you have a phone? Why are you mad about Diablo Immortal, dude? No, but Diablo Immortal was a game that came out, I think, like 2019, 2020, or no, it came out later than that, didn't it?
It was about 2020, I thought, or maybe 2021.
It's somewhere around the pandemic, but everybody was mad about it because we all wanted Diablo 4. And now that we got Diablo 4, that's a terrible disappointment, but we didn't know that at the time. We were expecting a better Diablo, but Diablo Immortal came and hit phones, and people were mad about it at first, but then a lot of people picked it up and said, well, it's an okay game. It just has really predatory microtransactions. So what do you think the total is for really predatory microtransactions?
Yeah, it's got to be a lot. So, I mean, if I want to base it off Final Fantasy, which is, I would say $1,000 till even the dumbest person quits. About 1,000, 2,000.
So I think I got to find the number again, but I'm pretty sure before I confirm this, that the total that you have to pay to get everything for your character, to max your character's level, to get all of the like gems and stupid stuff that they have there is another way to chip you out of money. It was around $50,000 you would have to pay.
Yeah, that's pocket change.
And I know Angry Joe and Alex on the Angry Joe show ran through the numbers too. It was about $50,000. I'm gonna say like $48,000 to $49,000 to and this isn't just like to unlock stuff. This isn't just to like get cool outfits and stuff like that, or skins or armors or whatever. This is to actually get your character to max level. $50,000.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
That's where we're at, dude. And then you look at stuff like even the Diablo 4. Diablo 4, I mean, it's a little bit better, I guess, because they're like, oh, it's only cosmetics and it's only this or that. But I told you, my jaw hit the floor. I went through a process. I saw, oh, Diablo 4 is getting a DLC. I have Diablo 4. I'm a dumbass. I got Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is getting DLC. Gameplay's all right. Story sucks, but I like hitting stuff and watching it blow up or throwing fire at things and getting new loot, even though the loot sucked too. So, hey, maybe this DLC will fix it. Been a while since I played it. Maybe they patched some stuff. Joke's on me. But I see the DLC. I go to the Steam page and I see, oh, it's a bundle. You could pre-order it for like $60. And I'm like, oh, it must just be like the game with the DLC. You know, like they have those bundles. Like, oh, if you haven't bought Diablo 4 yet, buy the game with the DLC, $60-$70, let's call it a day. Okay. No, it was like $60 for just the DLC. For just the DLC. And this DLC is not like a normal DLC. This is effectively just a big microtransaction. It comes with companions that you could get, AI companions. It comes with vaguely worded new story, whatever that means. Like it comes with story. Okay, thanks. And it comes with allegedly some new armors that you could find, armors and weapons that you could find that can be dropped. That's it.
I know what the story is. So you buy it and then it pops up like a little text description that says, hey, here's a story. You're dumb and just gave us more money. Let's go to the page here. Okay. So the base edition, because you could pay, this is great. The base version of this DLC is $40. Okay. The deluxe edition of a DLC, is $60. The ultimate edition of a DLC is $90. Okay. $90. Now, what does this come with? Here we go. If you pre-purchase, you instantly unlock a cool, like, Aztec Mayan Jaguar mount and armor with some cool armor sets and whatnot. Okay, whatever. For a DLC. It allows you to play with a little leopard. Pre-purchase the digital edition. Uncover the next chapter of Diablo 4 in Vessel of Hatred. Continue your fight to thwart the diabolical plot of the primeval Mephisto. Battle as the all-new Spiritborn class. Okay, so new class is probably going to suck. Empowered by mystical spirits. Expand your map to the new region of Nahantu and traverse through its lush jungles. I bet you it's going to be like 1/5 the size of the main map. I bet you it's going to be that or smaller. Comes with the mercenaries you can get. It comes with a dark citadel it's a new dungeon that you won't be able to do unless you get a bunch of randoms with you. And then this vague campaign. I need to know more than that before I drop $90 on a DLC, dude. Yeah. It just pisses me off. Well, I mean, it's not a surprise. You know what other part of their company is known for doing DLCs and trying to sell them as like more than they're worth?
What?
Activision. Modern Warfare 3 remake. You know, that was a completely just brand new game. They definitely weren't working on it for a while as a DLC to 2 and just being like, oh, well, you know what? We need a new game to come out this year because we're yearly releases. And drop this trash and sell it for tons of money for no reason.
Well, hey, dude, it's worth it because you could pay like $20 to be Nicki Minaj. So, like, I mean,
yeah, yep.
And Fortnite, dude. I was actually talking
Fortnite
about
is the worst. I'll play the game. I don't mind the mechanics of the game because mechanically it is sound. I think it's dumb because it's just about doing dances after you kill somebody. But the fact that there's like 10 billion different outfits and they change them like weekly and whatnot. And given I did buy one DLC, I used credit that I had on my Nintendo account. So I didn't actually put my money into this. I built up credit and I was like, screw it. I'm going to buy the Han Solo outfit. Or no, it wasn't Han Solo. It was
John Wick.
I think it was Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, okay.
Yeah, because I also got Princess Leia. It was like a bundle for the two of them.
Well, like I was talking to my mom. She asked me what we're going to do for this episode. I'm like, yeah, it's microtransactions and general scummery. But she talked about my cousin, actually, who plays a lot of Fortnite. I don't really play Fortnite. I can't stand it. I think it's stupid. The dances can die. I just like the gameplay may be solid and stuff, but I'm just not capable of playing that game. Yeah. But I do know about the microtransactions, and my cousin was talking about, my mom was talking about how my cousin was mad with her because she didn't get home in time to help her buy this thing that was only there for a limited time. Like, it's the FOMO.
Yeah, it's created such a disgusting nature towards kids. I'm glad my stepson has moved away from it.
Yeah,
he'll play it once in a while, but now he's playing like FIFA, which is it's preferred because he's not buying anything. He's just playing with the teams that are there, and it's great.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't
actually buy the game because he just uses the Game Pass that I pay for him.
Do they treat FIFA as bad as they do NFL?
Yeah. I mean, they do well of so let's get into NFL really quick. I didn't know this was a thing. So they finally came out with college football again for the first time in years,
which is apparently
but here's the crazy thing: they used AI to build the stadiums.
Are you serious?
Which makes sense because there's every college school. That's hundreds of different fields. So yeah, they used AI to make the fields, to make the stadiums. Oh
my god, dude!
Yeah. So hey, they finally did something different.
I heard that college football, the college FUBA game that they came out with, like actually did add some new cool stuff, and like it was
you get to design your helmets and all that, which is pretty dope. Like to design your whole uniform,
like on the website
and all that. That is dope. Yeah, and then they go to the new NFL, and you can't do that. And
they took features out that were in the college game. They're missing from the mainline NFL FUBA Vidya. Like they're missing from the FUBA game. And it's like, what? How, bro? How are you going to make a spinoff that has more features than your mainline sequel to the spinoff?
Yep.
It's just, but, and aren't there microtransactions in that too? You put microtransactions in a FUBA game, dude.
Oh yeah. You have to buy cards. You have to buy card packs because that's how you get your new players. Because if you want a legendary player, like, hey, you want Peyton Manning on your team? Let's buy a card pack and hope that he shows up. Oh, you didn't get him this time? Just buy 20 more packs. You might get him.
God, dude. It's vile.
EA needs, like EA Sports, just they're more vile than the rest of the EA Sports. God, I can't stand them because they're disgusting with the way they do that. And you have those people who like Joe has showed it before. Like you have that one guy who just like loves the card packs. Look how cool it is. Oh my God, I'm getting that. Nobody likes that.
Yo, that card animation is fire, bro.
It's literally loot boxes. Were they not sued over loot boxes before?
Were they?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Oh yeah, didn't some European country bring a lawsuit to them with loot boxes for what's it called? That game you played,
Overwatch?
The hero shooter.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah. Some European country came to him with Overwatch because the loot box mechanics were basically just gambling, and children can't have that in countries that actually care about their kids. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure there are states here that don't allow it anymore.
Yeah. And it is gambling, dude. A lot of loot box stuff is a whole other bag, man. Loot boxes are always gambling, no matter how they're presented.
Yeah.
I will say, if you could pay for them. If you have no ability to pay real money for the loot boxes, I guess it still counts as gambling, but like it's nowhere near as dangerous as it is when you could buy loot boxes with real money, dude.
Yeah. But also, at the point of those cards, is that not pay to win at that point?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get some legendary players who are like all-star, just the greatest of all time. And you're going to put them on your team and you're going to go play somebody. That is pay to win.
That's pay to win, yeah. 100%. And nobody calls it. I've never seen someone call it out for NFL games.
Well, any sports game, and they need to. People need to call that out, like call it out for what it is. And yeah, you could buy card packs and they don't own FIFA anymore. They lost the license to that. It's FC or something like that.
Yeah.
Football club. I don't know. They were that bad with it. They lost it finally.
Well, they lost Star Wars too, thank God.
Yeah.
Not that it's in much better hands, but
I still want to play the newest one.
I played it.
Whatever it's called.
I played it. I paid like $15 for the monthly thing. I canceled it right away, so I had like 60 days to play it. I played a good amount of it. Optimization kind of sucks. Some of the graphical things are kind of but I'd never go into a Ubisoft game expecting like next gen stuff.
Yeah.
But gameplay wise, it's pretty cool. Like the story was interesting enough to catch me from what I played. The main character, Kay Vess, she's all right. She's girl solo. It's just the gunfights, like the laser fights and blaster fights and stuff like that. That felt good. The sound effects were really good. The music is really good. Like it captures the feel of Star Wars. I was excited to play it, and I'll probably buy it at some point. But yeah. I don't know. Just it needs a little work, at least on PC optimization wise. But it's all right.
Well, it just needs to come to Switch too.
Yeah.
Which we didn't even talk about that. So did you hear there were Switch 2 leaks?
No.
That came out this week?
No.
So it started with a post, I believe it was a tweet that was eventually deleted. It came from some Chinese dude. And it came up with first a rendering, a 3D rendering of what looked like a Switch. Like, okay. Just looked like a Switch. But then there were controllers next to it. And the controllers, I don't have my Joy-Cons handy, but how they had like that metal track on it that slid into the side.
Yeah.
These didn't have that. Instead, they had like a little magnet at the top of it or at the bottom, somewhere on it. And then it had like this little crevice that kind of looked like where you insert your game card right now.
Okay.
That was on the middle of the controller. And if you look at the console itself, it has like a little thing that sticks out that would feed into the controller, so it's going to be more magnetic and it just pops right in. So it's going to have a more stable connection, because I don't know, I guess people have had the issue where like their Joy-Con start slipping out.
Yes, I've actually heard of
manhandling it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't use the Joy-Con, so I wouldn't know. But I gave up on that a long time ago. I was like, no, this isn't comfortable. They're so uncomfortable. And yeah, unfortunately, the new one, if this is real, they're not going to be comfortable to hold either.
I'm not a surprise.
It's going to be a bigger screen. It's going to be about an 8-inch device, like 8-inch screen, which right now standard one is a 6 point something, like 6.25, and then
I think it's 6.
The OLED was 7.
Okay,
something like that. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. The stats basically put it right above a standard PS4. In handheld mode. When it's docked, it's going to be between a PS4 Pro and a Xbox Series X.
Okay.
Which, exciting. But people are already saying like, oh, that's going to put it so far behind. It's like, have you met Nintendo? Have you ever picked up one of their consoles? Because they're not really competing to be the number one. Hey, look at, we're the graphical powerhouse. They're not, like, the biggest thing that I'm surprised people aren't getting mad at is, you know what they don't mention in this breakdown? How many teraflops it has. It's going to have 15 billion teraflops.
Well, yeah, so Nintendo has always been behind, but they're not trying to get ahead. But I mean, those same people are going to say that when they have a PS5 or Xbox, whatever the hell. And it's like, bro, the moment those came out, they were like 5 years behind. So, I mean,
yeah, Nintendo, I think out of at least the current consoles, so the 5, the X, and the Switch, the one that's the most impressive tends to continue to be the Switch because it's weaker power and it's still putting out the one thing that these other consoles are missing. Good games, good first party games.
Just games in general at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter like how powerful your thing is if you're just putting out junk games. Like we're getting a PS5, they're getting a remaster or whatever of Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, cool, I like the game, but do we need this?
Well, that and everybody wants Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Bloodborne. Even I want Bloodborne, dude. And we're not getting it.
Yeah, Bloodborne 2 or whatever, like whatever the next thing is they're trying to do with that is the same thing as Silk Song or whatever. Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime Nintendo has an announcement coming up, that's all everybody's asking for. Is like, are we going to see Silk Song? Are we going to see Silk Song? Just give up on it. Give up on it. Like, why not just sit there and be like, are we going to get Half-Life 3? Is Half-Life 3 coming?
Didn't they actually like say that they were making Half-Life 3 recently?
It came out to be a different game.
Oh.
Yep. Which you can, they're doing a closed invite-only beta right now.
Okay.
But people are saying it's really good. Like, they love it. I can't remember the name of it, but people are loving it who are part of it.
Oh, yo, Frostpunk 2 dropped, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to Game Pass, I believe.
Yeah, it's out now. It's got good reviews.
I still have to play the first one. I think I had it. Might be PS4.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, 2 looks a little like too much for me. Too much going on.
A lot's going on in 2. Yeah, I haven't seen like I've tried to keep myself in the dark for 2, but you could just tell from the screenshots that like a lot's going on.
Yeah, I caught Jake Baldino talking about it.
I'll pick it up at some point.
Let's move on and talk about something exciting that happened. It was the most exciting, bestest, coolest thing on earth. And we watched a movie called Beyond the Edge. And I'm going to be straight honest. I looked up cons because that's what microtransactions mostly are. They're just a con job.
Yeah.
And they're great at conning us. But this is a movie about a con man. And it co-stars Antonio Banderas. And I was like, okay, cool. He used to be in a lot of good movies. I say used to be because this movie and he did Spy Kids, and I don't care how old you are. Spy Kids was not a good movie.
Oh, it's terrible, dude.
But people look back on it like, oh, it was great. Like, no, it was the worst CG. Like, it was just a green screen movie. It was not. Yeah. It was not good. But I'm guessing this was a Russian movie, just judging by these actors' names.
It was actually, and I have some stuff on like it was Russian, and all of them were speaking English, but the whole movie is dubbed, aside from Antonio Banderas. But it was a Russian.
It was most apparent when main guy went to the airplane casino. Yeah, he's talking to his buddy, and it was like this. Just their mouths are not matching up.
Well, for me, it was apparent through the whole movie, man. It was terrible. Like, I think I pointed that out with the trailer that I watched. Like, good God, dude, it's so bad. But yeah, no, so they were speaking English. It's just, I guess somebody made the executive decision somewhere that their accents were probably too thick. And so they did a terrible dub. I would have rather heard the accents, to be honest. But yeah, it was a Russian-directed movie with Russian actors and actresses outside of Antonio Banderas and a Russian director.
Yeah. So basically, Milos Bikovic, whatever. He plays Michael, who is a con man, and he is. At the beginning of this movie, I kind of had high hopes for it. I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. And then you get about 15, 20 minutes into it, and you're just like, oh dear God, this is a train wreck. And it was bad. Like, it made $2.3 million in the box office, and that's about $2.8 million too much.
Yeah. So, how familiar are you with Russian cinema?
Not really.
Like, you haven't seen any other like mainline from the country Russian movies before?
Nothing really made there. I've seen things filmed there, but that's about it.
So this movie falls right in line with like mainline Russian cinema. This is the caliber of movie you could expect from the majority of movies that come out of Russia. And it's even shot just like a lot of the, like, there's certain directorial and cinematographic cues that they follow, just like stuff you see out of Hollywood or Bollywood. You know what I mean? Like, movies from different countries have that touch from that country. And this movie screams Russian. And a lot of the things with Russian movies is that they just feel cheap and like they're trying to be way cooler than they ever can be, and they think they're way cooler than they are. Like
so these besides Michael, everybody else has a special power they can do. Like, this chick, she can read minds and broadcast thoughts. This guy can hypnotize people into doing anything he wants. This guy can stop time, or not stop time, but he can control objects, make them move. Like, he can, if someone's rolling dice, he can stop it and make it land on whatever he wants it to. And then this guy can control electronics. He can move cameras, turn on lights, blow things up that are electronic. And that aspect of it was interesting at times. A lot of times when they're doing it, though, they go inside like their mind or something like that. And like, let's take this guy who was the hypnotist guy. So he goes into his mind and he's inside like a padded room that's like freezing over, and the subject he's hypnotizing appears there, and he like synthesizes as like an ice figure. And then he touches their face, and that's how he implants the thought into their head. Which, the fact that they kept doing those things just got old. I was like, the first time they showed it, I was like, okay, this is how they see it happening. Whatever. But then they show it every single time they do their power. And I was like, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we just killing time? Like, did you want to make the movie longer than it needed to be?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's for the cool factor, quote unquote. That's why. You see this stuff all the time in Russian movies.
I did like her little room. I just liked the way it looked. That was about it.
Yeah, it was both calming yet eerie at the same time.
Yeah. But his was trash. It was just way too much CGI. His was dumb. His was terrible. And then there's too much to get into this movie, but basically he owes the casino a bunch of money because he got caught trying to steal some, even though he's not the one who stole it. It ended up being Antonio's partner and whatnot. But so he's trying to get a bunch of money back, and he recruits these people to do a huge casino heist, essentially.
Yeah.
And
they have
it's bad.
It's magic. They have magic powers.
Yeah.
That's literally like that. I think they even say that in the movie. It is magic.
Yeah.
It's a casino heist movie about magicians who have magical powers. And it's terribly dubbed. It runs on way too long. The plot barely makes sense half the time. And it's like, I mean, I looked away for like 2 seconds. I was in the middle of grilling some chicken. So I looked away for a little bit. And because the Hawks can grill chicken. We like to grill But I look away for a little bit.
You like to eat poultry.
We like to eat poultry. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's not cannibalism if it's not a hawk, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
But I turn around and look at the chicken sizzling on the grill. And then I turn back around. And this dude who was shot is somehow back. It was not that long that I looked away. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, near the end, like before the final section of it. Yeah, it that made no sense to me either. I don't get what happened. Oh, especially, yeah, it makes even less sense because she was there and she would obviously be able to tell. But, let's ignore that.
Well, and also, dude, when they're there, they're all held at gunpoint. Okay, you've got a cast of magi. Okay, you have this chick.
I was thinking the whole time, like, okay, so he's just going to hypnotize the main bad guy and make him shoot himself because that would have been cool.
Yeah, while
he's taunting everybody, all of a sudden he just puts his own gun to his head and pulls the trigger. Like that would have been dope to see, but nope.
No, they just take it.
Nope.
Like this chick can literally tell everybody there, be like, kill yourself, and they'll all do it. And that guy, the guy could do it too.
Yep.
Everything about this movie sucked. It sucked. I hate it.
Yeah, the other guy, he could have made the guns turn on them, their owners.
Yeah. It's just, there are so many plot points in this movie that make zero sense. They just pull the magic stuff like straight up out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, the magic exists. These people are magical. Like what? What? I don't know. There's nothing redeeming about this movie, and I don't know what kind of fat check they paid Antonio Banderas, or maybe he's just like bought too many yachts or something and he's real down bad and needs the money.
Yeah, doing an old Nick Cage type thing.
Yeah, like I don't know what got him in, but I think the only reason anyone in this side of the hemisphere knows anything about this movie is because Antonio Banderas is in it.
Yep. Yeah, it's the thing that made it stand out to me. I was like, okay, it's about a con man and he's in it. Cool.
Yeah.
But this movie, got a 4.5 on IMDb and a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes. I personally think those scores are way too high. What do you give it?
Dude, those are like out of the park, way too high. I'd give it like a 0.5, dude. Like it wasn't torturous like some of the other movies that we've watched. Like there's been some of the movies that we've watched where I'm like, good God, I want to die. But it wasn't that bad. But I would still give it like a 0.5 because it was just so, if it wasn't trying to be as cool as it thought it was, it wouldn't have been as bad. It just comes off cringy, man.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like a half to a 1. Like it's bad. It's bad. I don't recommend going out and watching it. It's free to watch if you have Amazon Prime. I wouldn't waste my time. There's many more things you could do. You could go out and just stare at a wall if you want.
It's free on YouTube too.
Yeah, and even then, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, you should feel like you were gypped out of your money if you watch it for free on Amazon Prime or YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like I was ripped off. I wasted part of my day.
Yeah.
I rarely, like when we watch these movies, I rarely pause them to go do anything else. This is like quickly run up and grab laundry or something like that.
Yeah.
I went upstairs and ate. I was like, I'm just going to take a break. Like I have to take a break. I need to walk away and just be like, why am I doing this?
Got to take a second to just breathe.
Yeah, it felt longer than it needed to be, but that was the movie we watched. I don't recommend it. If you want to watch a bad movie with family, like some family member you don't like, put this on and tell them it's a great movie, so they look at you like you're crazy at the end of it. That'd be kind of funny.
At least find the Russian version with subtitles.
Yeah.
That would give it another point, in my opinion.
Yep. And then we are going to do our last thing, which is the SCP. So this week, and I scrolled down already to get to the description. So we have SCP-5247. And starting with the description, SCP-5247 refers to the formation of wind columns near Wellington, Florida. These columns create sound that, let me read from my screen so it's bigger for me. These columns create sound that are similar to music produced by an ocarina. So it's some Zelda music. Estimated wind speeds range from a minimum of 132 kilometers per hour. I hope it's going to give us miles to 274 kilometers per mile or per hour. A category 5 and a category 1. SCP-5247 is spontaneous in nature, and the method through which it is produced remains unknown. It was discovered. It was initially discovered in Palm Beach Community College, Lake Worth, Florida. Of course, it has to happen in Florida. After it sufficiently damaged the window structures as it blew them open.
So it's a powerful ocarina sound?
Yeah. And this is a Euclid class. So this is what I found interesting. This is all scratched out. So special containment procedures. All media coverage of SCP-5247 is to be suppressed or discredited. All witnesses of the SCP events are to be mind wiped. I'm just not going to try to pronounce a word. I'm going to mess up.
Amnesticized.
Yeah, it just sounds weird to like try to say it in my head. I just gave up on it.
Mind wiped.
Yeah. Men in Black flashed. The area in which the SCP currently resides has been sequestered from the rest of Normandy Isles, Florida. Entry into the civilian household in which the SCP currently resides is prohibited. Efforts are to be made to relocate the SCP's current vector.
Wait, so it lives in a house, but it's a giant wind column?
Yeah, it's a wind column. Well, I don't say it's giant, just it's wind column
formation.
Yeah. Which it makes me think of there's this enemy on Dragon Quest, which is basically like this weird looking guy who hangs out of a tornado.
Okay.
And he's not that big. I mean, your character, you can walk up to him and you're about the same height.
Well, yeah, I guess if they're like human height wind columns, sure.
But I don't know if this is going to play for you guys, and I want it to play. We are going to test that. Do you hear it?
No. Nope.
Oh, darn.
Can we
it's
run
playing some ocarina music.
Can we run your audio through StreamYard or?
How do I do that?
Settings, audio.
Communication speakers, Realtek audio.
Maybe. Speakers, do through, or yeah, I don't know. Try something with that.
That's what I just did. I'm guessing you didn't hear it.
No.
Well, that's lame.
Damn. We got to figure out how to run audio through here because that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yep. Let me get this back to my headphones, though. Yeah, we'll figure that out sometime. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me put it back on speakers and let's move my mic over there.
It might work, yeah.
Just don't talk, girls. You're going to hear yourself. Let's make sure that's maxed out. Turn up volume over here. Oh, that's still coming through my headphones. The heck? That is weird. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're just going to give up on that. It's just some bad ocarina music. And then, yeah, so when you hear this music, basically it's going to shatter some glass and it's going to destroy things. It has destroyed a sushi restaurant.
In Boca Raton.
Yeah, I suggest going here and reading about this. It is kind of interesting, but it's a lot to read.
Does it indicate what it might be? Like, is it alive or something?
Oh, hold on. Let me read this part. I read something about a corpse. Yeah. So so this is the fourth big event that happened. That's what the addendums are for. So for the fourth event, Foundation personnel were just deployed to assist in cleanup efforts, as well as to mind wipe the witnesses of the event. However, moments before they could arrive at the restaurant, the SCP reappeared, scattered debris, and retrieved Amy Weiner's body, lifting it up in the high wind speeds. From there, witnesses across Wellington, Florida reported hearing the SCP's music as it transported Amy's body to its current location. And then it plays a new song, which I'm just not going to try. It brought the corpse to a house addressed under 8787 Forward March Drive and carried the body inside. All attempts to enter the house have resulted in aggressive responses from the SCP. Further investigations reveals that the house was once under co-ownership of Amy and a musician, Charles Weiner.
Huh.
So it's almost like it's his spirit who then became the Sound of Music and turned into a moving tornado thing.
That's what I would guess. It's the emotion and the love for music turned into a whirlwind formation that then destroys stuff occasionally.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want more on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool to learn more about this.
Yep.
But that's worth checking out.
Yeah, that was the SCP. Go ahead, check it out. SCP-5247. But with that is basically all we had for this week. We went a little bit longer than we normally do. That's fine. Yeah, so we're going to have videos coming out. We put out videos last week. My one from Thursday didn't get any views. I didn't think it would. I was playing Crisis, and I am terrible at shooters, which I didn't do too bad. I didn't die half as much as I thought I would. I was very shocked by that because last time I played that, I could not get past this little beach area, which is very near the beginning of that level. This time, I like 2-3 tries to clear that area. But yeah, that was fun. If you're interested, go ahead, check it out. You can skip through it and see how bad I am. But
we got 70 subs.
Oh yeah, we got 70 subs. So if anybody of those 70 subs or new subs watch, welcome. Thank you for subbing.
Yeah.
And yeah, be sure to check out what we put out this coming week, whatever it shall be.
It's a surprise, even to us.
I'm gonna figure mine out tomorrow. That's how great it's gonna be. But yeah, until next time, you guys take care.
Yeah, stay safe.